Welcome to In Depth with Academia. I'm Richard Price, CEO of academia.edu, and today we're diving into, well, a really interesting and kind of, I'll admit, mind-bending field, image. So what exactly is imagology, and why does it matter for you, for me, for really anyone living in today's hypervisual culture? Let's unpack these questions through the groundbreaking work of Ali Öztürk. Remember, I'm just your friendly guide today, not endorsing the view, just sharing what the research says. So, first off, imagology. Maybe you've never even heard the term. I didn't bump into it until recently, and wow, it's like one of those hiding in plain sight things. Ali Öztürk actually founded imagology as its own discipline in, get this, 2001. His approach is super interdisciplinary and honestly, more ambitious than your garden variety academic label slapping. Imagine a field that doesn't just borrow from other sciences or the arts, but actually tries to create a brand new kind of knowledge, what Öztürk calls imaginative knowledge. Wild, right? The big question at the heart of imagology is, what role do images, not just pictures, but anything that creates an impression in your mind, play in shaping what we know, not only what we see, but what we believe about, well, almost everything. Why does this matter? Well, all of us are bombarded by images every day. Advertising, meme culture, news, art, movies, even like the little icons on your phone. Images shape our consciousness, our sense of what's true, what's valuable, and even who we are. So understanding how images operate, how they influence and sometimes manipulate us, turns out to be pretty important. But let's zoom back a little. Traditionally, imagology was about how different nations or social groups represented each other in literature and media. Think stereotypes, propaganda, that sort of thing. But Ali Öztürk's work signals a major shift. He turns imagology into an independent, systematic theory of knowledge, rooted in what he calls the epistemology of the image. Basically, he's saying images aren't just background noise, they're actually a core way we produce and understand knowledge. Okay, so what are the nuts and bolts here? According to Öztürk, images don't just reflect culture, they make it. His model traces images from ancient mythology, sacred, symbolic stuff, all the way to the chaotic flood of images in modern digital life. Have you ever scrolled through like 3 dozen TikToks in a row and felt your brain maybe turn to foam? Well, Öztürk coined something called foam consciousness. This is his way of describing how digital age images create these fragmented, fleeting forms of awareness. I have to say, sometimes after a day on social media, I feel exactly like that, sort of bubbly, scattered, you know. So here's the method behind all this. Öztürk brings in philosophy, sociology, media theory, psychology, even urban studies. He looks at how images shape us via advertising and media. He calls those horizontal tools, and via ideology and art, which he labels vertical tools. Pretty clever, right? He also digs into concepts like the image wall, this idea that images can act as barriers, walling us off from, like, reality itself. Now, if you've ever doubted whether that Instagram influencer is showing you their real life, you know exactly what he's talking about. Everything is wrapped up in a critical, almost cautionary way. He's not saying all images are bad, but he is saying image systems can manipulate societies, distort knowledge, even alienate us from ourselves, and this isn't some conspiracy theory stuff. He's just arguing that images have power and that we should understand how that power works. But here's the really big takeaway. What does all of this mean for you listening right now? Well, Öztürk's work suggests that in the digital age, images are more than entertainment or information. They actually reshape our sense of self, of community, of truth. So next time you're, say, scrolling and feeling odd about your life or the world, maybe step back and ask, are these images shaping me, or am I shaping how I relate to them? I should repeat, I'm just presenting Öztürk's perspective here, not telling you it's the gospel truth. Academic research is always evolving. None of this is the final word. Imagology is a new lens to try on, a way to ask fresh questions about culture, identity, and technology. And hey, even if it doesn't change your life, maybe it'll make you, I don't know, tilt your phone and see things differently for a second. Before we wrap, I was supposed to clean my inbox last night, but honestly, I got sidetracked reading up on digital bubbles and the foam consciousness idea, and, well, emails can wait, right? That's probably an image problem too. Okay, friends, thanks for joining me today on In Depth with Academia. Stay curious, keep questioning, and remember, academic ideas are here to spark your own reflections. Catch you next time.